Hey, welcome back. This is Lone Wolf, and we are playing Vintage Story using version 121.5. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, now you know what I had in mind. I know you already had a sneak peek, but now you know what I had in mind for all that material. But I'm seriously wanting to take a little bit of a survey. My inclination, well, let's go back. As I was building this and I was putting up the fifth row of blocks up here, I realized that I had done something that I had specifically worked to achieve to uh, forego that effort to achieve, which was one of the things that I liked was I didn't want to block my view. Well, I can assure you that this wall has blocked my view. But my inclination is to continue and take this even higher. The idea being it's more formidable and whatever. It's just going for a specific kind of a look. Do I know what I'm doing? No, this is not within my wheelhouse. This is not something that I've had a lot of experience with. I want your input. Does the wall go higher or not? I believe we've used uh, a third or somewhere between a third and half of our materials in putting this together here. So we have plenty of materials to go higher. I do not plan on using this material for, my more permanent structure, my base. I plan on building something else other than just dirt, which is the only structure that I have besides my furnaces are made of dirt. Even though the rammed earth doesn't look like dirt, that's all it is. Um, I've got 3 ponds in here, which I think is kind of cool. I've got a huge area over here if I wanted to build something massive inside here. And realistically, this is a pretty big area, except that the trader kind of inhibits a little bit what I could do as far as size, but even just this area here is pretty large too. I don't know uh, what I want to do. I have not planned that far in advance. I am sincerely seeking your input. I'm probably not going to extend the farm. I think what I've got is working exactly as I need it to, and that it's perfectly fine the size that it is. I love my tree farm. It probably will expand because there are other trees that I'd like to cultivate just so that I have that wood available to me when I want it. I I did expand this out 3 more blocks. That would be the dirt on the level where the gates come out because I didn't like coming out right into a block of dirt. Not that I can't, make a path and step up and all that stuff, but anyways, I just wanted it a little bit wider, so I've made it thusly. This trader, I want to kind of change what's going on below him, put some kind of stone structure underneath there. It's not really convenient that the 2 traders that I have right next to me are both, I think are they treasure hunter? I think they're both treasure hunter traders. So I'm equipped to go on a trip, go on an adventure, because I want chromite, because I want more internal storage. The sturdy leather, I believe, has 8 slots, so 4 of these would give us another 8 slots altogether. So a full another row plus 2. Wolf wants it. So where we found that was on the other side of this lake. Um, Here we go. This was the high native copper, and then Yeah, we got Chromite there. We got Chromite there. So we're going to head to this one that says decent, and I will meet you when I get there. All right, there's the prospecting point, and I don't have any idea where this would be. Just got to look where I can start digging my way down and hopefully not fall to my death. All right, let's see what this has to say. Actually, the reading shouldn't be any different because, whoop. Well, that's a different reading, of course. We don't want to go that way. No. Okay, let's do a density mode search. I don't know what you're talking about. What sample you're remembering, but good grief. All right, so we still show the decent. Now let's do a local check. See if anything's nearby. All right, no OR node nearby. This is just random digging here. I have no clues. Original node density search that we're going to do another one. Decent chromite. All right, so that did go up. This is 1.61 and this was 1.53. So it is a better reading this direction. Reading for the chromite. See if it improves. .6, so that's down just, yeah, 1/100th of a parts per mil. But it did go down. Okay, so chromite went down. We're going the other direction now. Chromite 1.66. So this is the best reading we found so far. Great reading on copper, even though it only says decent. Get the reading to show up on the mini map. All right, let's keep going. Chromite 1.49. Okay, so we have gone down. So 1.49, 1.66, the highest. There's 5.2, 6.1, 5.2, and 1.6 not. So this is the highest reading we've gotten. So lower in every direction. We're going to go into node search mode because we've already done density and it's not going to change as we go. Rope ladder is a little harder to work with because you have to hold shift to place it. Well, we found very large copper. So we're going to mark that. Okay, and we shall continue going down. But our search has only just begun. Large copper. Okay, well. And I'm running out of rope ladder. Nothing. I have no idea where Chromite lives. I don't have any reason to think that it only lives in the depths. I should mark this as a entrance so I know how to find my way back. Copper. To see if it got better. I checked north and south to see if it got better. Okay, so Chromite is a lesser reading here than it was way back over there. Ooh, that's a bell. I don't know if you can see the bell, but there's a bell. Anyways, there's a bell there. You can certainly hear it if you can't see it. Found a cave. Now we have broken into the cave. And they can get in up to me through there. All right, let's do this. Oh, this is the best reading we have for Chromite. I'm trying to get away from that bell. All right, I've just pulled up accessibility tweaks and gone into sound effects, and I just turned down the noise coming from the bell. Oh, I didn't realize we broke through there too. I assume this takes us into the opening. There, now that bell's not as obnoxiously loud. I don't know if I have enough beers without recollecting to take out this nightmare. All right, we'll figure out a way to explore the possibilities of Chromite, but we're not going to do it exactly the way I just was doing. So we're going to go back up and come across above that cave, I hope. Okay, there's the one with the highest reading so far. So we're definitely above the cave. Okay, copper. Okay. Oh, we opened it up again. I thought for sure I'd be above the cave, but clearly I'm not. Just gonna mark the copper. So why didn't it quite go as high as I thought it would for effectiveness? Well, let's see. Actually, all I was trying to do was what was I trying to do? I know, let's take another density reading. It's a big cave system we came across. Okay, well, I didn't go high enough, obviously. Let's go back and go higher. Find lots of copper. That seems like it's a clearly large cave system, so we may run into it again. Wow, very large. Holy crap. Kappa, kappa, kappa. $52. I'm hoping as soon as he's saying it. As soon as I was saying it, what was I going to say? I'm hoping that we don't come out into the lake, but that lake is very deep, obviously. All right, I was going to abandon this, but I just thought, oh, come on, there's so many readings. There's got to be chromite around here somewhere. So I'm determined to keep looking. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, well, that's something. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, you think, oh, well, there's copper. There's not going to be anything below that. Oh, this is great. This is great. This is great. And this is poor quality, but I don't care about that. Well, all right, let's just start digging this stuff up. Do I even have room for it? See how full my chest is. I know it's pretty full. Well, definitely pretty full. All right, so there are no empty slots in the chest, just personal inventory. Oh yeah, this is what I was hoping for. Well, I mean, I've been thwarted before, even though I get a bunch of things that say, yeah, what you're looking for should be here. So I wasn't thinking, well, you have to be here. I surely wanted it to be here. Oh, I can't believe it. I was literally getting ready to just head back home, empty the inventory, and I don't know what I was going to do after that. Because this is the only place where I've seen the chromite readings. Well, certainly I haven't made a grand effort to find it. But I thought that I had a pretty good shot from the readings that I got. Oh, this is great. All right, got my way out. This is fantastic. I'm glad this wasn't as much effort as finding the halite. But the halite had to be where we found it too. It took a lot of work to find. And we did do quite a little bit of digging just right here, trying to find this stuff. I don't know why I was getting such good readings over next to the lake, ocean, whatever that body of water should be called. Because we were pretty low when we were right there next to the lake. And just to give you a clue, this is where we started off. Yeah, that was our highest reading there. And I'm right here, so I just kind of went inland. I'm hoping that I don't have a problem finding my way out. It has happened. And I don't know how much of this I need. I've made Chromite. I've made the sturdy leather once. And I did take, I think I took excellent notes on the process. So I will pull those back up to help make this process easier. This is great. This can also be substituted for the titanium that you need to make Tier 3 refractory bricks, which are more durable than the Tier 2 that we're using. My goodness. This place is just full of copper. As we have seen. And we have taken copper from this area, not specifically here, but oh man, this is great. This makes a wolf happy. Uh-oh. Gotta bring spares. Unless you love running back and forth to home. I might be over-prepared, but I'd rather be that than the other way. Looks like we might be running out of it here. I have none exposed. Let's get the prospecting pick out again. Copper large. Copper large. Where are they talking about copper? Copper at? No copper around here. So we got all of the chromite? Huh. Interesting. Well, let's see what we can do with this amount of chromite, shall we? And let's see me find my way out. I don't know what the Y was when we started coming down here, but must be pretty high. Of course, we've got this anomaly here, which shouldn't exist. And that starts pretty darn high above the sea level. Oh. All right, so I've got the rope ladders marked. That's the rope ladders. See, we've got stairs going that way. And yes, this is where we came down. Quite the spiral I had to do here. Let's mark our entrance here. And I'm going to go home. All right, I'm looking at my notes and it says material requirements is sulfur, saltpeter, honeycombs, chromite, barrels, bucket, large or huge, scraped hide, soaked in lime or borax water and scraped. So the primary question I have in my mind is, why aren't you showing chromite? Chromite is an option. So for the leather, I need to pulverize the chromite, and for the ilmenite, which is the titanium, it's crushed too. So I assume that, I don't know why it's not showing chromite here. Chromite. Pulverizes into crushed chromite. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to find where it confirms that this can be used to make refractory bricks. Maybe it can't anymore. I don't know. But in order to make the sturdy leather, I don't know how much of it I'm going to need. I'm just going to start by putting one stack in here for now. Pulverize it. And we've got some sulfuric, or we've got some sulfur. How much sulfur do we have? We have a fair amount. So the first ingredient is the sulfuric acid. I need to powder the sulfur in the quern. And the ingredient, or the recipe is 1 liter of water, 1 saltpeter, and 2 powdered sulfur. And you can make up to 6 of that at a time. So let's work on that. So if my brain calculates right, if I want to make 6 liters, that will require, no, actually that only takes 6 pieces because it turns into 2, if I remember correctly. I'm assuming the pulverizer's done pulverizing, but I don't know. We're turning the quern on. We'll check the pulverizer. Well, the pulverizer didn't do anything. I think that's because I need steel pounder caps, and I have only iron. Wind is not exactly blowing hard. Okay, so I need to make some steel pounder caps. And pounder cap, there we go. One pounder cap. And 2 pounder caps. Okay. Basically this means tearing apart the pulverizer. Because you can't just get to parts that you need to replace. Alright, there there's the iron. Okay. Too many things in my inventory. And that is exactly incorrect. All right, that is correct. What I'm looking at there, so I'm looking at the slope. So you've got the rock back there, and then you have this slope that way. This is the direction that things are going to fall. So let's add the pounder caps, or the pounders. And then we want to add the steel caps. And now we need the, I think that's called the toggle. All right, now let's put this back in there. You're done. Not exactly high wind right now. Let's collect our sulfur. Yeah, that's what I wanted, was 12. I'm just going to put this away for now. And look, it's producing the crushed chromite as we need it to. Oh, that wind is slow. It's 8%. Oh, it jumped up to 18. 28. 16, 9. Okay, we've got the crushed chromite. Oops. Let's see. So to make the sulfuric acid, we're going to make it in a cooking pot on a fire pit. How do I put that in a bucket? Let's see. So then the chromium sulfate. Okay, so it's continued being made in the cooking pot on the fire pit. So 2 liters of sulfuric acid. Okay. Well, we will continue the process of making the sturdy leather in the next episode. Looks like I have the ingredients, and my notes are good enough to tell me how to do it, but I didn't necessarily put in if you want this, it takes this many to do this. Nevertheless, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm glad that I was able to find the chromite. I really was about to give up, but then I thought, no, we gotta put more effort in here. If you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please click on that like button if you're so inclined, and as always, I encourage your comments. But most importantly, come watch my next episode, won't you? Thank you very much, and goodbye.